Hello students, welcome back to our channel. In the last lecture of number theory, we have defined two arithmetic functions. First one was the number of positive divisors of a positive integer n, and that function is denoted by dn. And the second function was the sum of all positive divisors of a positive integer n, and that function was denoted by sigma n. So this lecture is a continuation of the first lecture of arithmetic function. In this lecture, we will discuss three important concepts, three important properties of dn and sigma. So let's start the lecture. So students, before going to detailed proof of these three results, we will first discuss an important concept which is the soul of all these three results. The concept is that if d is a divisor of an integer n, then by definition you can write n as a multiple of d for some integer t. It means if d is a divisor, then there exists an integer t such that n can be written as a multiple of d, and you can also say that n is a multiple of t also. It means if d is a divisor, then t is also a divisor, because if d and t makes n, then you can say that d is also a divisor of n and t is also a divisor of n. It means if d is a divisor, then t is a divisor. This implies if d is a divisor of n, then t is also a divisor of n. And this t can be written as n by d. It means if d is a divisor, then n by d is also a divisor. Okay, students. Now you can see this by the help of an example. Suppose you have an integer 24. Suppose this is integer 24. So what are the divisor? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 12, and 24. These are the divisors. So you can compute n by d also. N by d also. If d is 1, then n is 24, then n by d is 24. 24 is also a divisor of 24. You can see here. Okay, now if d is 2, then n by d is 12. And 12 is also a divisor. If d is 3, then n by d is 8. And 8 is also a divisor. Similarly, if 4 is a divisor, then 24 by 4, 6 is also a divisor. And similarly, if 6 is a divisor, then 24 by 6, 4 is a divisor. Similarly, 3 is a divisor. And similarly, 2 is a divisor and 1 is a divisor. Okay. So it means if d is a divisor, then n by d is also a divisor. And this is just the reverse arrangement of all these divisors, because if you see that 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 12, and 24, n by d is 24, 12, 8. This is a reverse order. It means if d is a divisor, n by d is divisor. It means the number of divisors of an integer will remain same. It means if you say that d1, d2, d are the divisors of an integer n, then n by d1, n by d2, and n by d are, these are also the divisors of this integer n, and number will be same. Okay, so this is the main concept which is the backbone of all these three results, and we will use frequently this result in all these three results. Okay, so let's prove the first part. For a positive integer n, we have to establish this result. So let's start. let n be a positive integer and d is a divisor of n. So what we have seen earlier, that if d is a divisor, then n by d is also a divisor of n. Now we will calculate the left hand side. Suppose call this product P, d by n. So recently what we have seen, that if d is a divisor of n, then n by d is also a divisor of n. Now we will use this concept to compute the left hand side. Okay, suppose this product is P, product d is the divisor of n d. It means this product is over all divisors of n. It means you have to compute the divisors of n and product them. Okay, but now you can replace d by n by d, because d is a divisor, then n by d is also a divisor, and the number of divisor will remain the same. So this product P can be written again, product n by d is a divisor and it will divide n, again n by d. So because there is no difference between d and n by d, because if d is the divisor, then n by d is divisor, and the order may change. Okay, therefore you can replace n by d also by d. Okay, this implies P can be written as product d divide product d divide n d, and similarly P can be written as product d divide n and n by d. Okay, so now multiply these two expressions. Left hand side we have p square, and this product d divides n d into n by d. So this d cancel out, so it remains d by n n. It means n into n into n, how many times? The number of divisor. This product will run up to the number of divisors. So this is n into n into n, how many times? Dn times. Dn times mean number of divisors. So this is n raised to power dn. So p square is n raised to power dn. Take the square root both side. P is equal to n raised to power dn. When you take the square root, it will be dn by 2. N raised to power dn by 2. Okay. So this completes the proof of the first part. Now we move to the second part. We have to calculate the sum of the logarithm of the divisor. It means choose all the divisor of n, calculate their logarithm and add their logarithm. So this must be equal to 1 by 2 dn. Okay, again we start from the left hand side. Summation d divide n logarithm of d. But you know that again using that concept, if d is the divisor, then n by d is the divisor. So you can replace d by n by d. First we will expand this logarithm of d1 logarithm of d2 plus logarithm of dr. What we have done? We have assumed that there are n r divisor d1 d2 dr. So all these divisors. So therefore this expression turns out to be this one. Okay. Now you can replace d1 by n by d1, d2 by n by d2 plus logarithm of n by dr. Now use the logarithmic property, logarithm of n minus logarithm of d1 plus logarithm of n minus logarithm of d2. plus logarithm of n minus logarithm of dr. Add logarithm of n, logarithm of n, logarithm of how many times? The number of divisor times. These are the divisor r divisor, therefore logarithm n, logarithm n, logarithm n, how many times? R times. So this is r times the logarithm of n. Okay, now take minus common. What we have? Logarithm of d1 plus logarithm of d2 plus logarithm of dr. So what is this? This is your left hand side. Okay, so this is r logarithm of n minus summation logarithm of the divisor d divide n. Okay, now switch this to left hand side. What you have? Twice the logarithm of d divides n is equal to r log n, and this implies summation logarithm of d divides n is equal to r logarithm of n by 2. Okay, now simplify this one. R by 2, or you can say 1 by 2. What is r? R is the number of divisor. It can be written as dn logarithm of n. So this completes the proof of the second part. Now we will move to the third part. So let's start the third part of the our today's lecture. Okay, now left hand side is product of all positive divisors of n, d raised to power d plus n by d, that must be equal to n raised to power sigma n. What is sigma n here? Sigma n is the sum of all positive divisors of n. So let's start the proof. First we fix the positive integer. Let n be the fixed positive integer, and we fix the number of divisors also. d1 d2 dr be all positive divisors of n. Okay, since d1 d2 dr all positive divisors of n, this implies n by d1, n by d2 and n by dr are again all positive divisors of n. So these are also positive divisors of n, and you can replace d1 d2 dr by n by d1, n by d2, n by dr. Now calculate the left hand side. D divide n, d raised to power d plus n by d. First we will open this product, because product is over all divisors, so you can replace d1 d by d1 d2 dr. So this is d1 plus n by d1. Just open the product. d2 plus n by d2 and so on, dr plus n by dr. Okay, but we can replace d1 d2 dr by n by d1, n by d2, n by dr. So this is again n by d1 raised to power n by d1 plus n by d1. Again product, d2 can be replaced by n by d2, n by d2 plus n by d2. Likewise, the last term is n by dr. dr is replaced by n by dr plus n by dr. Okay students, now simplify this. N by d1, this n cancel out and d1 turns to the numerator. Okay, so n by d1 plus d1. Similarly, n by d2 plus d2 up to n by dr plus dr. Okay, now calculate, simplify all this product. So far what we have computed that product d divide n d plus n by d is equal to n by d1 raised to power n by d1 plus d1, and likewise n by dr n by dr plus dr. This we have computed till now. Now you can separate the denominator in the denominator. Okay, so what we will have, d1 raised to power n by d1 plus d1. Similarly, dr raised to power n by dr plus dr. Separate the numerator, n raised to power n by d1 plus d1. Similarly, n raised to power n by dr plus dr. Okay, now n raised to power d1, n raised to power d2, n raised to power dr. Separate these power, n raised to power d1 next term में, in the next term n raised to power d2. So this is n raised to power d2 because this is the product, and the last term is n raised to power dr. N raised to power d1, n raised to power d2, n raised to power dr. Okay, and the second product is n raised to power n raised by d1 into n raised to power n by d2 to n raised to power n by dr, and what we have in the denominator, d raised to power n by d1 plus d1 dr raised to power n by dr plus dr. This is this term. So if this is p, then in the denominator we have again p. Okay, because we have denoted this product by p, so this product is the same as, so but this is also p. So but now see this, n raised to power d1, n raised to power d2 powers get added, so therefore n raised to power d1 plus d2 plus dr. Similarly, this is again n raised to power n by d1 plus n by d2 plus n by dr divided by p. So this is p. So now what, cross multiply p square. So this is sum of divisors, sum of all positive divisors. So therefore this is n raised to power sigma n. Again n by d1, n by d2, n by dr. This is again sum of divisor. So this is again n raised to power sigma n. Okay. So p square is equal to n raised to power, again power get added, 2 sigma n. Okay. So take the square root, p is equal to n raised to power sigma n raised to power sigma n. And what is sigma n? Sigma n is the sum of all positive divisors. So this is our net expression. You can rewrite this as also n raised to power sigma n. Put the value of p here. What is p? D divide n, d plus n by d. Okay students, so that's all about today's lecture. Hope you have enjoyed the lecture. Please like, share and subscribe our channel. Thank you.